Okay, the last main step is to insert the car. So the car is going to go onto video track 9. So we go to the playlist, there's the Jeep, drag it in. Now the Jeep's only going to be towards the end, so it doesn't really matter if you don't have it right at the start, but extend it across the timeline. We need to remove the background, so let's make sure the Jeep is selected, apply the chroma key, select the dropper. There we go. We can increase that a little bit. Doesn't look that great when it's enlarged. So what we can do is also add some brightness. Let's reduce that, make it a bit darker. And to help it blend in, color grading, lean everything towards that reddish sort of scale. Okay, obviously it's far too big, so we change the size of it, shrink it down. So the idea is that it's behind this rubble and behind these cars here, so those cars need to be a little bit bigger for that perspective, the illusion of perspective to work. That'll be fine. And we're actually going to position it off around about there. Let's just put it here to start with. And we're going to now apply some keyframes to it to make it appear like it drives across the frame. So this will be towards the end of the short scene. So around about here, I suppose, we could actually shorten the clip to start at about the 30-second mark, 25-second mark. It's hard to tell, really. And what we're going to do is select it. Make sure that you've selected this filter, the size, position, and rotate filter. This is the trickiest thing that we'll do. And we're going to click this little stopwatch here, and that will apply keyframes to this image. We've done something like this before with the robot in the previous task, so let's try it again with the Jeep. So click that, and then it opens up a new panel here where we've got down here an automatic keyframe. So let's slide that to the start. And what that is telling the program is that on that keyframe, use these arrows here to put the player head also on that keyframe. And then we will position the car off screen over there. So then we're going to come over here, move the player head towards the end of that clip, and we press that, click the stopwatch icon, and it puts a new keyframe in there. But what we need to do is to tell the program that by the time the clip gets to that point, we want the car to have actually gone across the scene. So once we've done that, we've got a keyframe there, and we can play it back, and the car will drive across the scene. Now it will be, there's so many different videos occurring, it's going to be a little bit laggy, so it's a bit hard to judge exactly how fast it's going when it's like this. But if it's too slow, if it's obviously too slow, what we do is simply drag those keyframes closer to each other, so there's less time between the keyframes, and that will make the car go a little bit faster. Okay, like I said, it's hard to tell until you actually get the final export, but look, we're not after perfection here, we're just learning the skills and techniques, so we might just see how that goes, and we can always go back and fix it up later, of course. Okay, might even make it a little bit shorter. But there we have it. So that's actually the trickiest thing that we'll do for this particular project. Down here we can go back to the timeline, click on timeline, save, and we'll leave that as a very short step just by itself.